recording. So this is assignment I have shared yesterday. Find indicate name. I think this is the one, right? Okay. That is SQL query to find duplicate name and duplicate department. Okay. So you didn't get time to look into your results. Okay, so because I have received this solution from few of you only. So my question is, you guys want me to go through the solution or you will try first? Or shall I tell you the solution for this? Okay, I will do one thing. I will go through the solution and then we'll share some more questions on this. Okay, hope my voice is audible.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So these are the assignments I have given yesterday, 17th February. Okay, so I'm trying to discuss that because two assignments are in our bucket. We have not discussed that. Okay, this is the one on this 15th, I think. Yeah, I think this is the one, right? 15th February. So let me start with the 17th first. This is the question. You have to create a table. First of all, let me create this table, insert the data in this employee table. First, okay, so the table has been created. And this is the structure of the table. Let me show you the data. This is the data. Okay, so the first one is the employee ID, employee name, department, and this is salary. Fine. So write a SQL query to find duplicate name. Okay, so you have to find duplicate name. So for this, what you will do, first of all, whenever someone is asking to find duplicate name, so write name, comma, count of a star from employee, and then what else I have to give here? Come on, guys, quickly.
Group by name.
Group by. Okay, so the concept of group by, is that clear? Why we need to give group by? What is the reason for this? Okay. So let me run this. So this is the output. So if you're writing name, then count of a star, it means that how many times that particular occurrence of name is coming. So B1, it means it is coming once and all those things, right? So this is the base query, but the question is to find duplicates, correct? So in duplicates, I have told you, you have to add having count of a star greater than 1. So if anything is coming more than once, it means that is duplicate. Then I have told you that whenever you're using count of a star in filter condition, you have to use having, you don't have to use where. So we will discuss all these things on the line. Okay. I think we have discussed this query yesterday as well. So H is coming twice, but I don't want count of a star. Just show me the name of that employee. So remove count of a star from here. So this is your answer. Hope this is clear. Similarly, you have to find duplicate department. So you can write that department here and group by department. That's all. Any question on this? Guys, yes or no? Any question? Is this clear?
No.
Okay. Write a SQL query to fetch the student name who has appeared in only one subject. Yeah, this is very interesting question. Yes, next question. Let me create the table and insert the record first of all. So this is the data from a student. Run this. This is the data: student ID, name, subject, and marks. What is the question? Write a SQL query to fetch the student name who has appeared in only one subject. Okay, so do one thing. Let's do the analysis of this data. And from this, tell me who is that student who has appeared in only one subject. Can you tell me who is that one?
E.
No, A has appeared in two subjects. No, you see A has appeared. E. Okay.
E. Yeah.
Sorry. E, correct. E has appeared in only one subject. One more record is there. Can you tell me who is that? One more student is there who has appeared in only one subject. Please look at the data carefully and tell me.
C.
E is there. That is correct.
C. So C.
C. Very good. First of all, E is there who has appeared in only one subject, chemistry. But C has appeared in only one subject. That is the other thing. You have two records for C. but he has appeared in only one subject, no, only physics. Don't think that, okay, Tanvir C is having 2 records. No, my question is, in how many subjects he has appeared? He has appeared in only one subject. Maybe the first time he has written the physics examination and he was failed. 30 marks he has scored. So next time again he has appeared and then he has got 90 marks. So whatever it may be, but he has appeared in only one subject here. Is this clear? Guys, yes or no? Clear or not? Shall I repeat this? See, the question is that student name who has appeared in only one subject. A has appeared in only one subject, yes or no? In how many subjects A has appeared?
2.
2 subjects, physics and chemistry. Similarly, B has appeared in 2 subjects, physics and chemistry. C has appeared in only one subject. Okay, I understand that here we have 2 records, but we are not bothered about the records. Tell me now how many subjects he has written the exam. So only one subject has given the exam. Similarly, he has given on only one subject, correct? So this is the question. Let's see the solution for this. So for this, you have to write select name, okay, from a student having count of subject. No, leave this first of all. Let me keep this simple. Is this query fine? Shall I execute this or something is missing in this?
Group by.
Group by Y. I have told you to add that in count of a star, no, but here you have count of column I have taken.
Okay.
So do I have to write here group by? So guys, the concept is we don't have to bother whether it is count of a star, count of column or whatever is present. No, nothing like that. Just see count is there. Yeah, count is there. Don't think that what argument you have
Group by.
mentioned that count. If count is there blindly, you have to write group by. Okay, don't get confused that okay, Tanvir, the star is not present here. You have used column name. So do I have to write this name in a group by? So yes, you have to write that whether any argument is present in count. Don't bother about that. If count is written, that's all. Story finish. Copy the column names. Control C after group by Control V. That's all. Okay, and the logic is same what I have taught you yesterday about the group by. Hope that was clear. So, okay, now tell me what the information, why this B2 is coming here. Please explain, guys. Why 2 is coming in front of B? What's the meaning of this record?
He has appeared in
of B.
2?
2 occurrence of B.
Okay, fine. 2 occurrence of B. Count B, count of subject. Okay, so in front of B, 2 subject, 2 records are there, so 2. C, 2 records are there, so 2 is coming. E, only 1 record is there, so 1 is coming, and similarly for A and D, correct? So now, but I want that particular name student who has appeared in only one subject. Okay, so if I will show you this data, so tell me who is that student who has appeared in only one subject as per this output.
having count of subject equal to 1.
That's what that's fine. I will apply that condition. Okay, but just from this output, tell me what is the output? Means only one subject. Who is that one? Who is that? Means name the student who has appeared in only one subject. If I will ask you from this output, so what will be your answer?
E.
E, correct? Correct. E, because only one is coming in front of E. But if you will look into this data, so right now you guys have told me that then we C is also the answer because C has appeared in only one subject, physics. But why this here 2 is coming? Are you getting my point? C has appeared in only one subject, then why here 2 is coming in front of C? And you have used count of subject.
Then we will have to use distinct count.
Perfect. Very good. You have to use distinct. Let me show you that. These are very core concepts of count. Most of the students I have seen, whether in interviews or while delivering the session, they will get confused here. So please, if you have any question, ask in number of times, but try to make this clear. See, now I have used 2. Count of subject 2221. This is the only difference for the record C. For others, E, A, and D, it is same. But why for C, count of subject and count of distinct subject is giving me different outputs? Who will explain this? See, guys, for C, I'm telling count of subject. Okay, so SQL engine is counting the subject. So physics and physics, it is considering 2 subjects because there is 2 records. Okay, this is 1 record. SQL engine is considering this as 1 record, and this is another other record. Okay, but when you are doing count of distinct subject, let me explain you. 1 minute. Let me explain you from Excel sheet. That will be easy. I think this is not clear. 1 minute. Let me explain you from Excel sheet. Now, this is what I was teaching yesterday. Let me get this query here. Fine. So this is the query. Okay. Now let's try to analyze in the same way. Okay, how SQL engine is thinking. Always try to think from SQL engine perspective, that how SQL is thinking when you are executing a query. So for this query, first of all, tell me which keyword SQL will hit first of all. From, right? So from, it will hit this one, that okay, this is the table which my user is looking for. Correct. So this is the first. So from a student, it will scan the entire database and it will reach that okay, this is the student table. Okay, it will make a copy of this, it will keep it here. So from is over. SQL engine has searched for that table. First task is over. Next, after from, where it will go?
Group by.
Okay, from this query perspective, after from it goes to where, but we don't have any where clause here, so it will not go to where. After where, it will go to group by. Okay, so this is the group by. It will hit this keyword group by. Next one. Okay, this will go next, group by name. So it will make bucket of name, right? Bucket of name column. Okay, now and tell me the bucket's name. What is the first bucket here? A, right? This will be the first bucket. Then next bucket again. Next bucket will be A, right? Is it correct?
No.
Guys, are you understanding or not? Hello, Mrinal, Prasad, Chirantan.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it will create 2 bucket or 1 bucket?
1 bucket only.
1 bucket only. So please reply. If you not reply, how I will understand that you are understanding this or not? So it will create 1 bucket of A. Okay. Then it will not create another bucket of A because already 1 bucket is created here. Then it will create bucket of B. Next bucket. B. After that, it will not get bucket of B. Then bucket of C. Distinct bucket it will pick. Then D. Then E. Okay, so group by task is done. Group by is done. Then it will come to this select clause. Then it will hit this one. Okay, this color is not good. Pick some other color. Okay, then it will pick this one. Select name, count of subject, count of distinct subject. Okay, so first of all, it will take count of subject. Okay. Count of subject. Now for A, how many subjects are there? One subject, two subject. Do you have A anywhere else? No. So two will come here. Similarly for B, two subjects are there. First record, second record. Two will come here. For C, first record, second record. Because it is considering subject column. That is telling what is the occurrence of subject column for name C. Two occurrence. So two occurrence. For D, how many occurrences are there? Physics and chemistry, two occurrence. So two occurrence. For E, how many occurrences are there? Only one. To write only one. Is this clear? Now, before this, I want to tell you one more very interesting concept of this group by what happens here. We are assuming, and this concept will come into picture when I will teach you that correlated query. That's very important. So count of subject you are taking, and this has given you this output. But when you are doing count of distinct subject, what is happening internally? Count of distinct subject. It will start with this name A. Okay, A is there. It will check that, okay, for A, how many records are there? Two records, physics and chemistry. After this, you have mentioned distinct. Then it will make distinct. Are this distinct or not? Yes, they are distinct. Okay, so how many records are there? Two records. Then it will put it two here. Similarly, it will go for B. First of all, it will scan how many records are there with B. Okay, this is the first record. It will keep it somewhere in buffer. Next record of B. This is the next record of B. It will keep it here. Do you have any other record with B? No, no other records are there. Then it has collected the subject. Then distinct. How many distinct are there? Both are distinct. Okay, then how many final records are there? Two records. Okay, keep two here. Similarly for C. This is the first record of C. It will keep it here. Do we have any other record of C? Yeah, we have another record of C. It will keep it here. That is done. Then after this distinct subject, how many distinct subjects are there? Only one. Okay. Keep that in buffer. This is the only one. Now, how many distinct are there? Only one. So it will keep it one here. So this is the way this count and group by it works. So that is why if you use count of distinct subject, one will come here. Is this clear now? Any question on this? Anyone who wants me to repeat this?
No.
No. Okay, fine. So so that's why you have to use count of distinct subject. You should not use count of subject. You have to be careful which one you have to use in which question, which scenario. So you have to use count of distinct subject. Count of subject you should not use here. Okay. Now the query will change. So now this should be the correct query. Count of distinct subject from a student. Now you can see how many distinct subjects. C is 1, E is 1. Then after this, you can give this condition having count of distinct subject is equal to 1 group by name. Okay, then you will get the information of that particular name who has appeared in only one subject. This was very interesting question. Okay, C and E. If you don't want this count, you can remove this from the select clause. Hope this is clear. Any question? I repeat. No. Next question, write a SQL query to fetch the student name who has appeared in more than one subject. Okay, same question. I think data is also same. So here the question is more than one subject. So what you will do in this query? Who has appeared in more than one subject?
In having, make it greater than 1.
Perfect. Very good. Same query, everything will be same. Just give this is equal to 1, greater than 1. So that will be more than one subject he has appeared. Equals. Okay, so B, A, and D has appeared in more than one subject. See, the purpose of giving this query is, you know the concept of count, you know the concept of distinct and all these things. But when you will start solving the query, you will get confused what I have to use. But when I am telling the solution, so now you will think that, okay, I know all these things. This was familiar to me, but why I was unable to solve? So that's the thing. SQL means practice. SQL means practice. Whenever a new student, he or she will join, they will ask the same question that Tanvir, I know the theoretical concepts of all the keywords, but I'm unable to solve the queries. Why? The answer is practice. You have to do more and more practice. Overall in SQL, you have hardly 20 to 25 keywords, but you have to play with them. Then you will become familiarized and you can solve the questions. Hope this is clear as well. Third question. Moving to the fourth question. Write a SQL query to find topper in each subject. Very interesting question. You have to find topper in each subject. Okay. So consider the same data. Everything is same. So how you can solve this? Who will tell me? We have to find topper in each subject. Who is the topper in physics and who is the topper in chemistry?
Maximum marks.
Maximum. Okay, very good. So what I have to write? Select
Name, comma,
name,
Um,
comma,
string subject.
subject. Okay. Maximum, right? This is what you're told. Maximum marks. Very good. From a student. Correct. Group by name, comma, subject. Okay. Perfect. Let me execute this. So here, what is happening? If you have written name, comma, subject and maximum marks. So first of all, try to understand the meaning of this query. From this query, what you are doing, what you are telling to SQL engine. You are telling to SQL engine that SQL take the combination of name and subject. Okay. Let me explain you this with the help of Excel. That will be far better. Let's come to this query. This is the query. Okay. So first of all, same thing. Your SQL will start from this from keyword. It will hit this, it will scan, it will come to this table. Then it will make a bucket of name and subject. Okay, so name and subject bucket. Tell me the bucket name here. Who will explain this? Bucket names, name and subject. First bucket will be A physics.
Physics.
Okay. Then second bucket, A chemistry. Let me write it here. Okay, keep it here. Okay. A chemistry, second bucket. And B physics, B chemistry. Third and fourth bucket. C physics. But why this is not getting copied? But C physics is coming again. Do I need to copy this as well? This is also a new bucket.
No.
No, already we have covered C physics, so don't repeat it. Then D physics, D chemistry, E chemistry. So we have created the bucket. Okay, this is done. Group by part is over. Now name, comma, subject, comma, maximum marks. So name, subject bucket you have created. Then you have to use maximum marks. So it will take the combination of this. First of all, A physics. It will search for all the records wherever A physics is there. So, but coincidence, we have only one record. So there is no concept of maximum marks. But this is the only one. So this will be maximum. Correct? 90 will be the output here. Similarly, for A chemistry, it will scan all the records wherever A chemistry is present, and then it will calculate the maximum out of that. Suppose A chemistry is present here as well. Suppose, okay, we have A chemistry here as well, and this is 80. Okay, so in this case, what it will do? It will take A chemistry this one, and it will take A chemistry this one. So it will scan all the A chemistry. Okay, these two are the A chemistry. And then you have mentioned maximum marks. So out of this, it will calculate which one is the maximum. So it will see, okay, 95 and 80. 95 is the maximum. So he will pick this record, 95. This will be picked, and you will get 95 as the output. Do you understood the concept, guys? How this is working? Okay, so here what is happening? We are getting the maximum based on the name and subject, correct? But in my question, I have mentioned that I want maximum a topper in each subject. Topper in each subject. So what you have to do? Just write subject here, correct? No need to write name because you want a maximum in subject, and then for that subject you will search who has scored that. Let me show you this. So chemistry maximum is 95, physics maximum is 90. Now from this data, tell me who has scored 95?
A.
A has scored 95 in chemistry. So he is the topper. Anyone else who has scored 95 in chemistry? No. So A
No.
is the topper in chemistry. Who is the topper in physics?
A, C.
A is the topper.
A and C.
And
Yes.
C is the topper. Correct? Hope this is clear.
He also
E.
Which one? E.
E.
No, but
No.
physics, we
E
are
is not there.
90 in physics. So E has scored 90 in chemistry, but we want 90 in physics.
Oh.
Correct? So see, try to understand. This is very important question. So from this query, we understood that, okay, what was the maximum marks scored in each subject? So in chemistry, we have scored 95, and physics, the maximum marks scored was 90. So what's the next target? Next target is to find out that particular student name who has scored 95 in chemistry and who has scored 90 in physics. So how we can do that?
Put it into subquery.
Okay, let's see from here. Multiple ways are there. You can do this using joins, subqueries, correlated queries, city expression. Those who knows this concept, that is why I'm telling. Many other ways are there, but as we have not discussed join, city expression, all these things right now, so I will not hit those concepts. Okay, I will just go with the simple one as of now. Okay, now you want the student name, okay, from, okay, no, keep it like this. Student name, subject, from student, where I'm doing something, then I will tell you what I'm doing here. Okay, first of all, check the output. Is this the correct output?
Yeah.
A has scored 90. So in physics, we have seen that 90 was the maximum mark scored in 90 was physics. So A was the topper we have selected here, correct? And then C was the topper in physics. So A and C was the topper in physics. So A and C in physics. And then chemistry, A has scored 95. Is this the correct output, guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Now coming to the query, what I have done here. Okay. Before this, I think this query was clear to you. You have understood for this inner query what I have done. We have just found that, okay, the maximum marks scored in chemistry is 95. In physics, it was 90. Okay. Now the next thing is, after this, I asked you that, okay, tell me that student name from this manner analysis, and you told me that, okay, this is the output. But how we can do this? Through query. So what I have done, I have used the concept of subquery here. See, when I have executed this entire query in a single go. So what has happened here? Try to understand. This is known as outer query. Select name, subject, marks from a student, where subject, name, marks, subject, comma, marks in. Okay. Okay. In. So from this, I am telling that where subject, comma, marks, I have not given any value here. So I am telling to SQL engine that SQL, first of all, execute this inner query. This is known as inner query. Okay, this inside bracket, this is known as inner query. I am telling to SQL engine that first of all execute this query. So the output what you are getting, then apply that output as a filter condition to the outer query. This is your outer query. Okay, you can see in this outer query, after where condition, I have not given any value. But generally, if you will see in SQL queries, when you're using where, so you will use some value. But I have not used any value here. Why? Because I want that value to be fetched from some other query. So the output of this query will be passed as a filter to this subject comma marks combination. That is what I want here. So this is known as a subquery. Okay, and this is independent subquery. I will tell you why this is independent subquery and then what is correlated subquery. But for the timing, just understand that this is an example of subquery, because in this where condition, this val for this column names, I am not given any condition, any values here, any filters, but I want the filter to be fetched from this query. The output of this query, inner query, should be used as a filter condition here. Okay, hope this is clear. So what will happen when you will execute, when this inner query will be executed, this will be the output. Then after this, what will happen? This subject comma marks combination, it will search for this chemistry comma 95. See, so how the SQL will interpret this query, try to understand this. When you're executing this query, so SQL will translate this query in this fashion. Let me tell you. It will keep it like this. Chemistry, comma, 95. This is the first query it will make. And then it will create one more query. This is the second query. Physics, comma, 90. So you have written only this query. This was your original query which we have written. Let me write here. This is user query. Okay. But SQL engine will create this query and then SQL engine query, this query. Is this clear? Why SQL engine will create this two query? Because when you are giving this query to SQL to execute, first of all, it will execute this inner query. Okay, after executing, this will get this two output. Then the SQL engine will create two separate query. It will, instead of this entire inner query, it will now hard code the data. This is the value. So now if you read this query, so from here, what we're telling, that subject should be chemistry, mark should be 95. Then it will start searching in the parent table. Okay, where subject is chemistry and marks is 95. So it will stop here that this is the output and you will get the output as A chemistry 95. Let me run this for you. Got A chemistry 95. The SQL is interpreting like this. Similarly, if I run this query, physics are 90. See A physics 90, C physics 90. Hope this is clear, guys. Chirantan, is this clear?
Yes.
Mrinal, Dhanya,
Yeah.
Prasad.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants me to repeat? Please tell me. If you want me to repeat, I will repeat this. But you should understand this concept. This is a very important concept. And don't only concentrate on the queries that, okay, oh, this is the query, that's all. No. Try to understand how SQL is interpreting that. Actually, how SQL engine is reading that query. That's very important. Final call. Do you want me to repeat this? No.
No, Danish.
Okay, fine. Fine. So this is the way how SQL will interpret your query and how it works. So try to understand the process, how it is going through. Okay, fine. I think. Thus we have found the topper in each subject. Correct. Okay. Moving to the next one. The questions are there. Okay, we have good number of questions. That is SQL query for department-wise count of employees. This is very simple. Department-wise count of employees. So what should be the query, guys, for this? Come on, guys, who will tell me? A simple query. Select
Count a star from
department, count of a star.
From department, group by department.
Department, very good. Group by department. That's all. So from this query, what we're telling that, okay, create bucket of department. Then for each department, tell me how many counts are there. HR, you have 2, sales, you have 2, and then null, you have 2. Okay, in this null department, there are 2 records. Okay, now in this question, suppose I will tell you that Okay. 1 minute. Let me create one more record of A. Okay, this is duplicate, I know. So intentionally, I'm adding this record of in HR department. Okay, so now you have one more record A. Now, when I will execute this, what will be the output, guys? Now in HR, you have 3 records. That is correct. In HR bucket, this is the first record, HR bucket, second record, and HR bucket, third record. That is correct. So it seems from this output, it seems that we have 3 employees working in HR department. But as per this data, how many employees are working in HR department?
3.
Oh, only 2. Because see, A is coming twice, no? So if I will ask you how many employees are working in HR department, so we have only 2 employees working in HR department, right? A is working in HR and then B is working in HR. This A is coming again twice, right? So how many employees are working in HR? Only 2 employees. Okay, but if you will execute this query, this is showing me that 3 employees are working in HR department. So for that, what should be the query, guys?
Count distinct.
Perfect. Count of distinct what?
Employee
Name.
Distinct name.
name.
Very good. Let me execute this. Name invalid identifier. Oh, I've written employee name, no, here. So I have to write employee name. So now see, in HR, only 2 distinct employees are there. Okay, sales only 2 and 3 distinct employees, and for null department you have 2 employees. So hope you understood the difference of count, count of a star, count of a column, count with distinct. Write a SQL query to fetch duplicate records. Okay, for this, tell me what should be the output?
1A HR and 2B HR and 3C cells.
Write a SQL query to fetch duplicate records. So what was the one you told? 1A HR is duplicate, correct?
Yeah,
Is
and
this
2B
correct?
HR.
1 minute. Everyone agrees this is correct. 1A HR is duplicate.
Yeah.
Guys, look at the question very carefully. Something is missing there. I've told you this yesterday as well. Something is missing. What I told you, when someone will ask you the question that, okay, tell me the duplicates. So what should be the first question you have to ask?
Which
Based
column?
on which field?
We need to consider which column.
Duplicate on which column? So you should ask the question that Tanvi, you want duplicate, but on which column? Correct? So first of all, you should know that on duplicate, you have to find on which column. Because in this table, if I will ask you to duplicate on employee ID, so there is only 2, 1 and 1. Okay, 2, 2, 3, 3. Similarly, if I will tell the combination of this, so the output will be different. If I will tell you duplicate based on employee name, that will be different. That is what you have to ask, that you want duplicate on which column. Okay. Suppose if the question is, tell me the duplicate based on employee ID, then what you will write? Employee ID from department having count of a star greater than 1 group by employee ID. Okay. This query will give you the duplicate based on employee ID only. If you want duplicates based on employee name, you have to write here EMP name. And similarly, this EMP name will come here as well. Any question on this?
No.
Similarly, on department, then you have to write department here. Same department will come here. But if the question is that no, I want the duplicates based on the first 2 column combination. So what you will do? Employee ID, comma employee name. So you have to write here the employee ID, comma employee name. And same thing will come here. Employee ID, comma employee name. Hope this is clear, guys. Any question? And if you want duplicates based on all these 3 columns, you have to write select employee ID, comma employee name, comma department, and from that. So first of all, you have to understand that duplicate on which column. That should be the first question. Okay. Let me execute this one. Department. Cells and null, right? So for duplicate, your SQL engine can handle null as well, because null was coming here, duplicate was duplicate here. It's showing you duplicate. But HR is also duplicate, no? Why it is not showing HR here? Why only cells and null is coming? HR is also duplicate. I think this record is not inserted, or what? It's checking the previous record, I think. The previous record. Oh, data has not been inserted correctly. Delete from document. 6 rows deleted. This was not inserted. Okay.
Tanvir,
Yeah.
what is the difference between delete from department and delete department?
Delete from department and delete department. 1 minute here. 1 minute. I will answer that. You see, department duplicates HR. There's duplicate cells. You have duplicate, and null you have duplicate. So you got the output. Okay. So if you are calculating, if you have to find duplicates, so you have to first of all understand which column. Okay, and then you can write this query. Okay. Yeah. So you are asking what's the difference between delete from and delete, right? Okay. Suppose if I will execute delete from department, let me execute this. 10 rows deleted, right? Let me insert the data again. There are few syntax, okay, that you have to understand. Delete department. 10 rows deleted, right? So both are working same way. Delete from department or delete department. So maybe you can check on Microsoft SQL Server as well. What is the syntax? But generally, this will be the syntax, I think, delete from. But here both are working, so you can use any one of them. That's not a problem. Okay. Is that clear? Hello. Any other question, guys?
No, Tanvir.
Okay, fine, perfect. Okay, moving to the next one. 7th is done. Then 8th. Write a SQL query to federal of manager who has more than one direct reports subordinate. Okay. Guys, please try to solve the assignments. This is a very interesting assignments. If I am solving, you will not get much benefited. Yeah, I know few of you have shared the solution. I think Dhania has shared, Mukil and Tesh. Okay, but for this, please work on the assignment. This will be helpful to you only. Okay, fine. So now this is very good question. Let me tell you what the question is all about. Insert the data. So this is the data I have inserted. Here the question is, write a SQL query to fetch the address of manager who has more than one direct reports or subordinate. Okay, so let's try to understand the table structure first of all. So here the first column is the employee ID. This is the employee name and this is the manager ID. Let me show you this. Okay, this is the data. First of all, try to understand the data. This is the employee ID. Okay, and this is the employee name. For ID 1, employee name is a, manager ID is 4. Okay, so if I will ask you that, tell me the manager name of employee A, what will be the output?
Four.
Yeah, manager name of employee A, who is that?
D.
D, right. See, employee A manager ID is 4. Okay, so now take this manager ID and search in this employee ID column. Where is 4? This is 4. His name is D. So employee A manager, his name is D. Similarly for employee B, who is the manager?
E.
E. For employee B, manager ID is 5. 5 is here. E is the name. So for employee B, manager is E. Okay. Similarly for employee C, manager is F. For employee D, manager is E because 5 is the manager ID. Now for employee E, who is the manager?
No one.
No
He's the
manager. So
manager.
maybe he is the topmost guy, senior manager or delivery manager, something like that. So for E, there is no manager. For F, there is No manager. So you understood the table is structured. First of all, is this clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now if this is clear, the question is that is SQL query details of manager who has more than one subordinate. So in this table, don't forget about the SQL query. Just do some manual analysis and tell me the managers who has more than one subordinates. Who is the one in this table?
E.
E is having
Sorry?
E.
E, correct? Because if you see this manager ID 5, you have two records for this. So 5, B is reporting to 5 and D is reporting to 5. So it means the manager ID 5 is having more than one subordinate. Okay, hope this is clear. So how you will write a query for this? Okay, one twist here. I'm adding a duplicate record for this. Okay, now this is the data. Now, can I tell that 4 is also having more than one subordinate, manager 4?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
No. 4 here, A is reporting to 4. Here you have two records, but they both are having the same meaning, right? Here again, it is saying that A is reporting to 4. So don't go with the count. You have to understand that how many distinct employees are reporting to manager ID. So the query should be select manager ID from employee having count of distinct employee name greater than 1 group by manager of P. Okay, let me execute this. So null and 5. So manager ID 5 is having more than one reportee, and for null. So you can then write, you can ignore the null. We have a command where manager ID is not null. So I think I have I covered null is not null is on all those things. Have I covered that?
No.
Oh, null is not null. I'm not covered. Okay, then leave that. When I will cover that, I will tell you. I'm not sure if I've covered or not. Let me check. Today's agenda. Where is Feb agenda? Agenda Feb. Okay. I think, yeah, I think I have covered this. Null is not null. It is mentioned here. Okay, no issues. I will cover that again. Not a problem. Okay, fine. So this is the query for that. Any question on this? Is this clear? So how you are finding this? Is this tough or simple, interesting, or boring? How was that? Can you correlate with the topics what we have discussed, what we have studied, or is it like the solution what you're telling is totally different what you have taught? Anyone?
Interesting.
Yeah, Pritish.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Interesting. Okay. Hania, what is your thought? How the session is going? What about the assignments? Those things. What's your feedback?
Yeah, session is good. And yeah, questions are also good. But only thing is, due to work and all, not getting much time to spend on this.
Correct. Honest reply. Perfect. So see that's the thing. You guys make a habit, okay, that at least I suggest everyone to practice 5 queries on a daily basis. Okay, at least whenever till the time you're attending my session, go through the assignments. I think that will more than enough to create a foundation. And after that, I will suggest go through my LinkedIn post, the queries what I'm posting there. That will be more than enough. Okay, but I do understand you guys are not getting time, but at least make a habit of practicing 2 queries. Okay, then you will get a good what I can say grasp of this, because nowadays I think I can tell that SQL is in air. Scan the LinkedIn post for the job requirement, anything. You want to work on back end, you want to work on front end, you want to act as a business analyst, analyst, data scientist, or Power BI or OBI developers, you need SQL. I think you guys know better than me. So that is why get a good command on this, not only the theoretical part, but the practical. In interviews, no one will ask you that, okay, tell me what count will do. They will give you a scenario that this is a scenario, write a query for me. That's all. So practice this. Okay. That's why I'm trying to give more concentration on that numerical and the scenario based questions. Okay. So hope this question is clear. Now what next? This is hands-on. Okay. This is also done. Last question, write a query and show the results of students who have failed in more than one subject. This is simple. You guys have to tell me the solution for this. The students who has failed in more than one subject. Name is already used by an existing object. Drop a student. This will throw a message. I think I have to use drop table student. Option. I'm very poor in syntax. I used to forget it. The optimal student. Okay, fine. Yeah. Now the question is, tell me the student names who have failed in more than one subject. What should be the query for this? Tell me. Select.
Like name.
Name.
We can take result also, or select from student where result is failed.
Where
Result is failed. Sorry.
result is equal to failed. Very good.
Or we can use upper to make it more.
That also we can do. Very good. Result is equal to fail then.
Group by name.
By name.
Comma result.
Name, comma result. Why? I have not used the result in select clause, no?
Yeah, we can use group by name also. Group by name having count count greater than 0. Sorry, greater than 1.
Count inside argument, what you will pass inside count?
Count of star, anything 1 star, because anyhow it will filter out the fail result, right?
Okay, greater than 1, right?
Yeah, greater than 1.
Okay, fine. Let me execute this query. Table view does not exist, so I have not created this. Let me clear this first of all. Greater. B. Okay. So as per this query, I think Pritesh has told this query. Am I correct, Pritesh? Pritesh or Minal?
No, not me.
Pritesh.
Yeah.
Pritesh has told. Okay, fine. So as per this query, output is B. So this query says that B has failed in more than one subject. So please do the manual analysis and tell me, is this correct? B has failed in more than one subject. So let's start first of all, pick the fail one. This is the fail. This is the fail record. This is the fail record. And this is the fail record. A has failed only in chemistry. B has failed in physics. B has failed in chemistry. And C has failed in chemistry. So we got that, okay. B has failed in more than one subject. So this is the correct output. Is this clear? Query is clear, guys?
Yeah.
We have mentioned here where result is equal to fail and then group by name and having count of a star greater than 1. So same query, just I am changing the position. Okay. But the query is correct. Query is correct. Very good, Pritesh. You can write the same query in this fashion as well. Having count of a star greater than 1, then group by, both will give you the same result. Okay, same output. So your wish, whichever you want, you can take it forward and you can use that. Okay. Okay, first of all, before proceeding, is this query clear to you all? Anyone who wants me to explain this query?
We have used where here.
Uh-huh.
So Along with group by, we should use having. to filter
Correct. Yeah. Let me explain you this one. This is the very first query in all this session, that where we have used this where keyword and having keyword both. Correct. In all the previous queries, you might have seen that in query, either I will use where or I will use having. But in this query, I have used both where and having. So the first conclusion is, in a query, you are free to use both the keywords where and having. There are no problem. Now, second concept, where we have to use where keyword and where we have to use having keyword. The concept is, whenever you want to apply filter condition on aggregate functions. Now, what are aggregate functions? Count,
Count.
sum, maximum, minimum, average. These are known as aggregate functions. So whenever you want to use filter on aggregate functions, you have to use having. Okay. Whenever you want to use filter on aggregate functions like count, maximum, minimum, sum, average, you have to use having. Don't think now that Tanvir, why? Just understand that okay, whenever I want to use filter condition on aggregate functions, I have to use having. Apart from aggregate, if you want to use filter condition on any column name, you have to use where condition. So that is why the result is a column in this student table. You have to use where. If you will use having here, this will throw error message. Let me show you. Error message, right? So that is why on the column, if you are using filter condition, you have to use having. And on aggregate, if you are using filter condition, you have to use, on the column, if you have to use filter condition, you have to use where clause. And if you want to use filter conditions on aggregate functions, you have to use having. Is this clear? Any question on this? Tanya, is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So this is clear. Now, in this query, I will do a little bit modification. Okay, I will do some modification here. Output was B, no? Not of this query. What was the output? B was okay. I'm inserting a record here. I'm inserting this record. Okay, one row inserted. So this is a duplicate record. Now forget about SQL for the time being. Concentrate on the query and the question. Details of students who have failed in more than subject. Now can I tell that A has failed in more than one subject?
No,
But we have two records here, no?
but subject to distinct chemistry. This means
But
the
subject
distinct
is
count of
only
chemistry would
one.
be one.
Correct. The
Yeah.
subject is only one. So yeah, maybe he has appeared in chemistry subject for the first time. He failed. Again, he has given the exam. Again, he failed. So I am not, the question is not like that in a single subject, how many times he has failed. This is not the question. The question is more than one subject. Try to understand it. So in that case, A will not be the output because A has failed 2 times, but in the same subject. Are you getting the question, guys? What is the question? More than one subject. A has failed in chemistry, but he has failed in chemistry twice. But this is not same as failing in more than one subject. Is this clear? Yes or no? Please reply.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I will execute this, A is also coming here. Why? Because your query is considering based on the record that, okay, 2 records are there with A and they both are failed. So A has failed in more than one subject. So now this query is failing in this scenario. So what to do now?
Distinct.
Count of distinct
of subject.
Correct. You have to write count of distinct subject. Very good. Let me execute this now. So now this is the correct output. Hope this is clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Now Just hold on for a minute. Okay. I know it is 8:01. I need 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes more. Now, from SQL engine perspective, then SQL will execute this, how it will interpret this. First of all, where it will go. Come on, guys, please reply.
From student.
It will hit this one from a student. This is the first one, correct? Okay, this is done. After this, where it will go?
Where class?
Very good. After this, it will go to this where clause. Let me show
Where.
you the help of this example actually. That's why whenever you're writing queries, just try to understand from SQL perspective how SQL is interpreting this. This is the data. We copy this. It will be. I really enjoy analyzing the query that means how SQL is understanding. Okay, from student. So this is a student table. We have taken a copy of this from the database. First task from is done. Then where it will go? Where clause. This is the next keyword where it will hit. Okay. Where is result is equal to fail. So in this, it will pick all those records where result is equal to fail. It will pick this first one. It will make a separate copy. And this is the result fail. Pick this one. Separate copy. And then next two. Make a separate copy. And then this one. Okay. And now SQL will give a different name to this table that, okay, now this is the playground. I have to play here. So far, is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now this is the playground. This is my student table. I am not bothered about the pass record. This is done. So next keyword is also over. After this, where it will go? Which keyword?
Group by.
Group by. Okay. It will go to group by. Okay. Group by name. This is the third one. Group by name. So it will make a group by. It will create buckets here, right? No? Create bucket. Name bucket. Okay. So what should be the first bucket name? A. Okay. Next bucket name, guys?
B.
B. While creating bucket, by default, the SQL will ignore the duplicates. Then C. Now 3 buckets are created. Very good. This is done. After this group by, where it will go?
Okay.
Having. It will go to this one.
Yeah.
Having. Okay. This is the next. It will hit this one. Which color? This color is fine. It will hit this one. Having count of distinct subject greater than 1. So user is asking for count of distinct subject. For A, how many subjects are there? 2. Chemistry. Now it will then check distinct. Are they distinct? No, they're not distinct. So how many distinct are there? Only 1. It will write here 1. Correct. For B, how many distinct subjects are there? 2. Okay, so write 2 here. For C, how many distinct subjects are there? Only 1. So 1. Okay, this is done. But what is the filter condition? User is asking greater than 1. So out of this, which one is greater than 1? 2. Correct. So this is the correct one, greater than 1. So then it will, after this, it will come to this select. Okay, that okay. I want to select the name. So it will select the name from this. That what is the name of this? B. So it will show you this B as an output. So this is how, this is how SQL exactly does this internal flow. It will execute your query in this fashion. I hope this is clear. Anyone who wants me to repeat this flow? No? Okay, tell me one thing. Many times when I used to take this session, for many batches I have taken, in some of the batches, the students, they are in a hurry, okay, because they have to prepare for interviews. That's correct, okay. So when I will explain this internal working of SQL, that how it interprets the query, so few of them, they feel bored that, okay, this is not interesting or something like that. Why I'm bothered how SQL engine is thinking like this way. So please let me know if you have the same perception, because maybe I know this is taking more time and this might be killing your precious time. Okay, so if you are not interested that, no, I'm not interested in this internal working of SQL, how it is happening, please just concentrate on the queries. Do let me know. So anyone who is having the same thought here on this platform? Because
Not
that
only,
will take time.
No.
it will be more clear if we go in this way.
Yeah.
So this is fine for everyone. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the moment you think that Tanvir, this is not useful for me, or something like that, do let me know, guys. Okay. But the main intention is you should read the query from SQL perspective. How SQL is trying to understanding the query. Then it will be very easy for you to write the queries. Okay. Perfect. So I think we are done with the assignment. Here you study the assignment. You have the assignment of 15th as well. This was again very, very, very interesting. And I bet those who have already attended SQL interviews, you might have faced some questions out of this: minus, union, all distinct and all these things. Very important and interesting as well. Please try to solve this. We'll discuss this in the next class. Final call. Any questions? Any doubt?
Tanvir, one question. Is any way that we can see the execution plan of the SQL engine background?
Yeah, if you're working on Oracle SQL Developer, I don't have idea about Microsoft SQL Server, but Oracle SQL Developer, you have that keyword, or else, yeah, if you click on that query and right click on the query, you will see an option of plan. So you'll click on plan. So at the very bottom, if you have worked on Oracle SQL Developer, so at the very bottom where you used to see the result set, no, there it will show you the plan, that how it executes it. So that is very helpful in the performance or optimizing your query.
Okay.
Is this the question you have asked, right?
Yeah.
So from that you can see, but for that some maturity level is required. But I think from this understanding as well, those who are working, you can go there and you can see the plan option will be there. It will show you the plan of the query execution. Okay, good.
The command is execute plan, huh?
Execute as well you can use. Perfect. Yeah.
Execute extended something.
Oh,
right?
yeah. It will show you at the very bottom where the result sets are coming. It will show some in lineage form. Some lines will be there, dotted lines will be there. That will show that how the execution is happening. Okay. Any other question? Okay. Any feedback? Anyone? Quickly, it's 8, 9. Any negative feedback?
No.
Okay, fine. So do let me know. You can call me, or on WhatsApp, you can ping me if you have any question, any feedback, any suggestions, or maybe the topic is not as per your expectations, something like that, anything. Please feel free and discuss. Okay, fine, guys. So we will meet again on Monday. And this is second week we have covered. And I have promised for 2 to 3 weeks. So we have one more week. So in the next week, I will try, but I doubt that we will be able to cover all the concepts. But if required, I will extend by one more week if you guys don't have any concern. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.